Hi, I'm Noni Senaratna from BRS Equity Research. Welcome you to BRS monthly update for April 2022. So let's move on to market roundup first. As you can see over here in market snapshot, ASPI was down by 14.37% for the month and S&P SL20 index was down by 17.22% at the end of the month. And as you can see over here in index performance graph, the indices have shown some downward trends throughout the month. This is mainly due to this economic crisis situation prevailing in the country. Now I'll brief some macro updates for the month. CBSL announced rate hike by 700 basis points, and after the rate hike, standard deposit facility rate stood at 13.5% and standard lending facility rate stood at 14.5% after the rate hike. And following this rate hike, CBSL also issued a directive on interest rates and on lending and deposit products. And through this directive, CBSL stipulated the maximum interest rates on credit cards, overdrafts, and pawning facilities. And the rates are 20%, 18%, and 12% respectively. And CBSL decided on this rate hike considering the high inflationary environment prevailing in the country. And with that, if I move on to inflation figures, you can see over here, Colombo Consumer Price Index was rose by 29.8% during the month, and food inflation was about 46.6% for the month, and non-food inflation was about 22%. Due to the crisis situation prevailing in the country, tourist arrivals for Sri Lanka is declining day by day. As per the April statistics, the total tourist arrivals was declined by 41% month on month. Now, I'll wrap up some important news updates for you which happened during the month. NMRA approved 40% price hike on price regulated drugs during the month, considering the forex crisis situation. But the pharma importers are continuously requesting furthermore price hikes for their imported drugs. Fitch Ratings downgraded Sri Lanka's long-term foreign currency issuer default rating to restrictive default from its previous C rating. And Fitch also placed its rated Sri Lankan insurers and several financial institutions on rating negative watch. As I previously said, the tourism industry in Sri Lanka receiving some dangerous signals as tour companies are halting services to Sri Lanka. TUI is one of those tour companies which have decided to halt services to Sri Lanka. And there was a news that Sri Lanka's apparel sector is losing its market share to India and Bangladesh due to this crisis situation in Sri Lanka, because the customers are not in faith with Sri Lankan suppliers. I'll end the session with some agricultural updates as well. Tea export statistics for Q1 2022 was released during the month, and the export income for the quarter was about USD 286.7 million, and the export quantity is about 63.7 million kilograms. And this revenue represents a loss of USD 52 million year-over-year basis, and the export quantity represents the lowest quantity exported after 20 years. The main reasons behind this declining quantity of tea exports: the fertilizer shortage prevailing in the country, the high prices observed for fertilizer, power cuts, and also the high prices of fuel. Regarding the rubber industry, they are also experiencing some bad impact due to unusual weather patterns, and that has impacted their production quantity as well. Indonesia has lifted its ban on palm oil exports on 23rd of May, and analysts expect this will make some easiness on global edible oil markets which were pressurized after this ban. But local palm oil companies are expected to have some advantage on this shortage of sunflower oil and as well as soybean oil. Another good news is that all-time high prices were observed in tea and rubber auctions in Colombo, and the main reason contributing to these high prices is that the rupee depreciation in Sri Lanka and the shortage of supply. So this brings the end of our presentation, and let's meet with another market update from next month. Thank you.